I'm Walter. I'm 78 years old, and I'm going to tell you something that most people my age are too proud to admit. I am lonely, not alone. There's a difference. Being alone is a circumstance. Loneliness is a wound. And I spent most of my life confusing the two until it was almost too late. You see, I was always the independent type. Never needed anyone. Never asked for help. I built my own business, fixed my own car, solved my own problems. I thought that made me strong. I thought needing people was weakness. I was wrong, so terribly, terribly wrong. My wife Barbara passed away 9 years ago. Breast cancer. She fought for 3 years, and then she was gone. And when she died, I realized something that shook me to my core. I had no one. Not really. I had acquaintances. I had neighbors who waved from their driveways. I had my children who called on holidays. But I didn't have anyone I could call at 2 a.m. when the silence became unbearable. I didn't have anyone who knew what I was thinking without me saying it. I didn't have anyone who would notice if I disappeared for, a week. Barbara had been my everything. And I don't mean that in a romantic way. I mean, she was my entire social world. She maintained the friendships. She organized the dinners. She remembered the birthdays. She kept us connected to other humans. And I just showed up when she told me to. I thought I was participating in life. I was just, following her lead. When she died, so did my connection to everyone else. The invitations stopped coming because Barbara wasn't there to respond to them. Old friends drifted away because I didn't know how to reach out. My kids had their own lives, their own families, their own problems. And suddenly, I was 69 years old, sitting in an empty house, realizing I had no idea how to be with people without my wife as a buffer. The first year after Barbara died, I told myself I needed time. The second year, I told myself I was fine being alone. I didn't need people. I'd managed fine my whole life. By the third year, I stopped lying to myself. I was drowning. Here's what nobody tells you about loneliness. It doesn't feel like sadness. It feels like, nothing. You wake up and no one is expecting you. You go through your day and no one sees you. You go to bed and no one knows whether you're alive or dead. You start to feel like a ghost in your own life, like you're already gone and the world just hasn't noticed yet. I remember one day, must have been around 2019, I went to the grocery store. It was a Tuesday afternoon, and when the cashier asked how I was doing, I started talking, really talking about the weather, about the news, about nothing important, and I watched her face shift from polite to uncomfortable to trapped. She just wanted to scan my groceries, and I was so desperate for human contact that I couldn't stop myself. I drove home that day and sat in my car in the garage for an hour. Just sat there because I realized I had become that old man, the one who corners strangers because he has no one else, the one people feel sorry for, the one people avoid, and I had done it to myself. You see, I pushed people away my entire life, not cruelly, not obviously, just quietly, consistently. When friends suggested we get together, I'd say maybe next time. When my brother wanted to take trips together after we retired, I said I was too busy. When Barbara suggested we join clubs or groups, I said I didn't need strangers to fill my time. I had her. What else did I need? I needed more. I just didn't know it until she was gone. Here's the thing about relationships. They're like muscles. If you don't use them, they atrophy. And I had let mine waste away to nothing. I didn't have the skills anymore. Didn't know how to make small talk that led to real talk. Didn't know how to be, vulnerable. Didn't know how to ask for what I needed because I'd spent 70 years pretending I didn't need anything. My son Michael came to visit one Christmas, maybe 4 years after Barbara died, and he found me in bad shape. I hadn't shaved in weeks. The house was a mess. I'd lost weight because I couldn't be bothered to cook for just myself. He sat me down and said, "Dad, you can't keep living like this." And I said something I'm not proud of. I said, "What's the point?" The look on his face, I'll never forget it. This fear, this grief, like he was watching me disappear. And I realized what I was doing to him, what I was doing to my grandchildren. I thought my loneliness was my problem. But isolation doesn't just hurt you. It hurts everyone who loves you. They feel helpless. They feel guilty. They feel like they're failing you, even when you're the one who won't let them in. Michael made me promise to try. Try what? I asked. Try anything, he said. So I did. And I'm not going to pretend it was easy. It was humiliating. I was a 73-year-old man walking into a community center like a lost child on the first day of school. I joined a woodworking group because I figured at least I'd have something to do with my hands. Didn't have to talk much, just sand and measure and cut. But here's what happened. Those men, most of them my age or older, they'd been through the same things. Lost wives, lost friends, lost their sense of purpose, and somehow, between the sawdust and the coffee breaks, we started talking. Not about deep things at first, just about sports, grandchildren, the news. But over time, over months, something shifted. There's a man named Eugene. He's 81 now. Lost his wife to Alzheimer's a few years back, and one day after everyone else had left, he told me he hadn't spoken to anyone outside of doctors and grocery clerks for 8 months before joining the group. 8 months! He said he'd started talking to the television just to hear a human response, even a fake one. And I realized I wasn't alone in being lonely. There are millions of us. Millions of older people sitting in houses, apartments, nursing homes, surrounded by silence. And nobody talks about it because we're ashamed. We think loneliness means we failed somehow, that we're unlovable, that we did something wrong. But loneliness isn't a personal failure, it's a human condition. We're built for connection. We need it like we need food and water. And when we don't have it, we wither. Our minds slow down, our bodies break down. Studies show lonely people die younger, their immune systems weaken, their hearts give out faster. Loneliness isn't just sadness, it's a health crisis that nobody wants to acknowledge. If you're young and you're watching this, I need you to hear something. The relationships you're building now or not building, they will determine whether you end up like I did, alone in a house with no one to call. Don't wait until you need people to start investing in people. Don't let your spouse be your only connection to the world. Don't say no to every invitation. Don't be too proud to be the one who reaches out first. And if you have older people in your life, parents, grandparents, neighbors, please check on them. Not just on holidays, not just when it's convenient. Call them on a random Tuesday. Stop by for no reason. You might be the only person they talk to that week. You might be the only proof they have that they still matter. I'm 78 now. My life looks different than it did 5 years ago. I have my woodworking group. I have Eugene and a few other men I can actually call friends, real friends. I make myself go to things even when I don't feel like it. I call my children more. I visit my grandchildren. I say yes when people invite me places. Is the loneliness completely gone? No. There are still nights when the house feels too quiet. Still mornings when I reach for Barbara and remember she's not there. But I'm not drowning anymore. I'm not a ghost. I'm here. I'm seen. I matter to people and they matter to me. Barbara used to say that people need people. I thought it was sentimental nonsense. I thought I was different, stronger, more self-sufficient. But she was right. She was always right. We need each other, not because we're weak, because we're human. The loneliness I felt, the years I wasted being proud and isolated, I can't get those back. But maybe I can help someone else avoid the same, mistake. Maybe if enough people hear this, someone will put down their phone and call an old friend. Someone will visit their father this weekend instead of next month. Someone will join that club or group or class they've been putting off. Connection isn't something that just happens. You have to build it. You have to maintain it. You have to show up even when it's hard. And you have to start before you're desperate, because by then you've forgotten how. I'm Walter. I'm 78 years old. I was lonely for years, and I almost let it kill me, but I'm still here. And if you're feeling what I felt, that emptiness, that invisibility, I want you to know it doesn't have to be permanent. Reach out. Say yes. Show up. Let people in. It might save your life. It certainly saved mine. If this meant something to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a comment. Tell me your story. Subscribe if you want more conversations like this. And if you have an older person in your life, call them today. Not tomorrow. Today. You don't know how much time you have left together. None of us do.